a bunch of utility, and they're sending 3 players straight into the tunnel, so we might get to see what we wanted all game long.
All game long.
Yeah, all game long. It's been a while, Harry.
All 15 seconds of it thus far. And we've been waiting to see this B play come in, and so help me, it will. There's a bunch of players here for MIBR, but they actually now start to creep through those lower tunnels. You can see Config is the man responsible for holding on to mid. It's a pretty deadly day in his config, but he gets flashed out, and that's allowed MIBR to work themselves forward here, get this little foothold in middle, and now the pressure is on Obo, Config, and BlameF. But this 3-man stack that can do damage, and it's finding exactly that through the double doors. Fallen's brought down low, and now he's the only man left. This gets torn apart. Complexity have got the read, and they hit the shots with some speed. They'll get that pistol round locked in, Hugo.
They were so ready for that as well. Triple B setup for Complexity. Obviously, Config spotting mid, but as soon as that pop flash comes in through the doors, he straight backs up, joins in with his team, and there's just too many players for MIBR to split towards that site. Kind of an obvious read as well, right? First round, taking those blocks towards B is definitely going to be more favorable than fighting USPs up on positions like long and short, but now MIBR, they've got a bit more range in the game. Deagle's out, a scout on Fallen, and Complexity, you know, they're not taking any risks here, Harry. They're going straight in for rifles in round number 2, really wanting to convert this. It's a fast cap play for MIBR. Poison got to hit some shots, but he's missing, and Mayan will take him down. BlameF retreating to the spawn, and Config's been painted up with damage as well. This is a great opportunity for MIBR to get a bomb plant and see what they can do.
Yeah, now they're going to have a great chance to do some damage here in this post plant, right? That bomb goes down for short. That's the area that MIBR have control of right now. And there's no defuse kit for Complexity. So if you're in this makeshift North American squad, you got to start getting a move on now. Taco over here at short, the first man to get dealt with by Complexity, and another one now followed up. But man, Infer not keen on letting them back into this bomb site just yet. KNG playing around the smoke, and it's just Config left. Fallen takes matters into his own hands, so you don't even have to rely on KNG there, who is still in the bomb site, by the way, still just sneaking around past that lone gunman for Complexity. And MIBR, they're going to snatch that round away. They get one under their belts almost immediately. That A play yielding some results early for the Brazilians.
Yeah, I love the pace that MIBR are showing, right? You can't afford to not have confidence coming into this game, even if Complexity have proven themselves to be really, really good as of late. And MIBR able to get up cat with, you know, no utility for Complexity. That's a shot from Poison. In through the doors, bomb dropped, Fallen's out of the round. He has been painted up with damage as well, but Config's here in the middle, and he's found a further advantage, looking for more, hungry for a 5-on-2, but instead he'll fall back and play safe. Complexity with a huge man advantage in this round, and the question is, how the hell did MIBR get out of this one?
I can't believe we're already seeing this back and forth. I can't believe we're already getting it, but we are. And MIBR, are they going to let that go on any longer, right? They start to get this catwalk control again. It worked for them in that last round, but this time, I mean, the circumstances are just so different, right? You're sat down in a 3-on-5, and you've got to get past Poison. That's that first hurdle you've got to try and overcome. Now, thankfully, he's low on health, but this double stout setup is going to hit as hard as an AWP, and that there is Taco found over on short. These scouts are lighting up the server. And it should be all said and done for old mate Mayan. I mean, you really got to feel sorry for him here. He's getting wrapped from every single angle. Complexity, they go flawless. They look at MIBR winning that force in the round prior, and they go, all right, anything you can do, we can do just that one step better.
Yeah, it's scout meta right now, Harry. Working out for Fallen, working out for Poison. Both his kills through a wall and a headshot as well. So that's what you love to see. I can't wait till those orbs come out as well. But of course, MIBR, they don't want to let this one slip too easily. They're going to force right back in. It's a battle of investments here, but if Complexity can find a 3-1, that's when we'll see MIBR take an eco, and that's where these CTs could really get off to a lead. MIBR don't want to give it away too easy. Although it didn't matter in the previous round, Rush actually flanked long very, very fast. He pushed himself inside of those doors, so he's waiting to do the same once again. Close position for him. There is a smoke down. He had support in the form of Poison, who is coming back on the car with that scout to try and assist. That grenade could do significant damage, but just avoided around the corner. Actually, it will rather. Fur and Mayan getting put down low. This scout ready to tag up a player, and Rush ready to finish off the job on the corner.
They will check for him, but even as they do, even though they know he's here, what can you do? He's just getting tagged down. I don't know how he's gotten out of that one, really. Like, there's not not really a world in which he should have been allowed to get away with it, but he has. And now, 5 versus 3, Complexity, they're rubbing their hands together. They're feeling good. And now they've got the bomb in mid. Obo is looking for a little bit more, but that is actually what leads to his demise. Regardless, that bomb is still out in the open. It's a long way from home, and MIBR, they're just looking to do damage at this point in time. They know that they're not able to find anything in this round. And so far, 14 points of health. Let's see what he can do with this P250. I don't imagine it's much.
Not that it really matters in this situation, but Obo's like the bomb magnet. He kills Fallen in mid, and that bomb just goes flying towards him, catapults into middle. So fully under the control of Complexity, and they've not even moved to try and play it. They know that Fur has no chance in this round, and they may as well just hold standard positions. He gets killed on long. Rush finishing off the job and getting away with an AK as well. Complexity now in control of the economy and the lead. MIBR, their 4 spies have not paid off, and they've got to take an eco. It's Glocks across the entire team here. A smoke on Fallen. Taco goes for a P2, but this is not a pretty city for the Brazilians.
They get that catwalk smoke in. They're going to try and get close with these pistols, right? So they've at least found like a good ground to maybe get something done with. But ultimately, man, it's just Glocks and that one P250 at the end of the day. Anything you can get here if you're MIBR, be it a kill, be it wasting utility, be it getting that bomb down, is a victory in and of itself. And so the fact that they get one, maybe they can get into the bomb site, but Poison's just not having any of it. This scout, the bomb's falling down. It's a disaster. MIBR, they get shut out of A, and rightfully so, right? They come into that with nothing. Yeah. They shouldn't have been allowed to find anything. So Complexity, they get a leash back on them nice and quickly. And now we've got this buy for MIBR. This is, we're 6 rounds deep, and this is our first full buy versus full buy, and even then, it's kind of garbage full buy.
Yeah, on both sides, right? Still scouts in play. Obviously, those have proven to be effective, but no AWP in round number 6 here. And oh my God, Poison! Give him a chance. Fallen, he's going to strip it right back, though. Gets the trade through the door. It's wall bangs. Equal ways, 4-on-4 straight into this round. That's a good situation for MIBR. They should be more than happy with this. It's going to spread the defense thinly for Complexity. One man towards that B bomb site. Config getting caught falling back in middle, and as that smoke fades, Fallen will find the frag. He's upgraded to the Krieg of Taco. Mid now being given away. MIBR know that B has got to be the object of their desires. 2 players still on that A side of things, trying to rotate in. Rush has gone aggressive on the catwalk, but will they be too late to this one?
Yeah, a lot of this kind of hinging on whether or not Obo is able to catch wind and what these 2 A players over at the A bomb site can do. And with that kill coming in now onto Rush, Complexity's hope of winning this round should be out the window with it.
That's so unfortunate. Obo knows he's getting mid to B split, and so he goes in to kill Fallen in mid, but by that point, Fallen, he doesn't commit to the mid position. His team get B site under control, and Fallen just holds lower. Obo eventually gets the kill that he's been hunting for, but in the process has given up the B site, and MIBR are bomb planted in B. That's a done deal. That's a finished round, and that's going to be their second taken.
Yeah, it's good that MIBR are getting on the board nice and early though, right? I did not want this to be a blowout match by any stretch of the imagination. I wanted MIBR to come to this DreamHack. Like, let's be real, right? For MIBR, if they're wanting to become like this great team again, this staple in the Counter-Strike world, these are the events where they kind of need to be making these deep runs, right? These are the ones where you can't really settle for anything other than playoffs at like a bare minimum if you're MIBR. And that really is a bare minimum, right? Like, looking at this, MIBR, I wanted them to come into this feeling confident. And so they get this second round on the board. I'm hoping they can start to build things up now that that momentum's going their way. Buy back in for Complexity, and now we have these AWPs coming through. One of those is going to be on Config, the other on the back of Poison, as we would expect. Now, he was a menace over towards mid in this round prior. This time, he's back at that A-bomb site where he so often finds himself here. With the scoped rifle, he's going to be looking towards catwalk. Mid presence taken from Taco, and oh dear, he's found 2. CT's open. There's the rotation in from Config with that secondary AWP, and even while he gets one, even though he's whittled down the numbers a bit, is it going to be enough? Maybe that kill there, maybe that kill from Rush tempts Complexity to make this retake happen 3-on-3.
Yeah, it's such a huge kill. MIBR, once they got those 2 frags over towards the A site, they knew that, Max can actually have 1 player towards A, but Rush takes down 1, and Config's come back up through the catwalk. This retake is well and truly underway. Man advantage back for Complexity. That smoke from Config allows them to push closer and get out into the open, and Fallen's had his head removed. Rush, quick shot with that Krieg. He took it from the body of the player he killed in middle earlier. Fur has to do it alone, but he can't get a kill, and Rush finds 3 in the round. What a performance from him. This long aggression that we've been seeing already time after time, finally paying off for Complexity, and in a big way. A 5th round with only a few seconds left on that defuse. MIBR, they may have got the bomb down, but the money is still not going to be too great right now. They can afford a buy, but it's certainly not going to be full.
We've got enough money on KNG to bring the AWP out, and we haven't seen one of them yet. So I'm hoping, but we're not going to get to see it. It's just scouts here again for MIBR. Couple of Kriegs purchased up around it.
You know, it's great to see Rush performing so well as well in this team, because he was kind of left on the wayside after the Cloud9 major win and then the disband after that. Right, not one of the bigger names in the roster that you would at least say while looking at it, but right now he is showing that he should not have been left out, Harry. Proving his value, proving his worth, and back into a 4-on-4 in round number 8. MIBR getting back control of middle. There's only one player on B, that's Obo again. He can't afford to lose his sight considering he has no support. BlameF trying to come in to make his life easier.
Complexity, they've been pretty heads up at these reads on MIBR, and they're one step ahead in this round as well. BlameF beginning that rotation into middle, finding the kill onto KNG, and now an extra man can rotate over. Obo's done a lot of damage. BlameF is going to be the only man here to try and make a difference. If he goes down, it's a 2-on-2, but BlameF getting one before he's dealt with now leaves Mayan alone in the clutch.
Great flashbangs as well from Blame. He fully blinds both players coming in through the tunnels there. Gets himself a free kill off the back of it. And like you said, damage being done across so many of these players by Obo and even Blame in that spray as well. Mayan, he has a very difficult clutch, and he's going to need the ace in this round to win it. Easier said than done. Complexity aren't giving him a thing either. They're double wrapping the tunnels, and that's the last thing he would expect. 30 seconds, no rush for the plant, but he's going to stick in the numbers. Has a smoke, where does he choose to use it? Complexity are creeping up, he spotted them, he knows, but the headshot's there and Poison's closed out the round. Complexity, a clean retake in this one, and they just continue putting up numbers on the CT side.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a bit bad for poor old KNG at this point. He just can't seem to catch a break. He's gotten off to a bit of a rough start here over on the MIBR side. And this is a map that we talk about, dominated by AWPers, at least usually so. And you've already got MIBR struggling to field those early. KNG yet to get a kill. Fallen is, you know, topping the charts alongside Mayan, but it's not like worth talking about at this point in time. They haven't actually shown us enough just yet. They've gone for this buy once again. They've thrown some investment into this round. They will try and run the gauntlet through mid. Now, Config spotted that first man, decides actually now to leave middle and sets himself up over in the window. He's going to keep an eye on this mid to B split. MIBR, they've been keen on doing that a couple of times now. But Catwalk is the object of their desire. They're going to grab that. All these players moving up into position. No one here for Complexity to keep an eye on this. Just as I say that, we've got Poison moving back into position here. This time he's playing over at Car, not on that A ramp. MIBR, are they going to be ready for this sneaky man's reposition? Actually, he's just gone back to where he always is. He loves it here. Yeah,
this is where the value of utility comes in, though, for Cat takes. MIBR throwing in double smokes, and that's going to conceal the position as they start to run up towards Poison. They molly his spot. He's got to be forced back. He can't see a thing through those flames, and the flashes are even more effective at blinding him. He's going to have to hold. That scope maybe getting heard by the MIBR players who sit close on the site, but a quick shot from Poison. Can't find the follow-up. Only damage done to Fur. The bomb's been planted, but the kills are all coming up blue. Complexity in a 5-on-2. This is done. It's just Mayan left, and another clutch that might just be slapped out on the wayside. He's got a 1-on-5 to complete. There's 2, but it's not enough. And the retake again for Complexity. Absolutely no problem with giving away these bomb plants. They have been so good once the bomb is down.
And that's scary, man. Like, Dust 2 is a map you don't want to be giving away bomb plants on that, especially over towards that B bomb site. They've had no problems retaking that. They haven't been tested over here at A either. These last, 4 bomb plants coming in and 3 of them getting retaken from Complexity. It's setting a bit of a worrying tone here. At least, you know, in the scope of this matchup, right? Complexity looking like they could just walk away with this one if MIBR don't find their footing soon, if they don't give us something like tangible just to hold on to, right? Just to kind of put our hopes on.
Well, this could be it.
SB play, maybe. Maybe they try and go at it fast. They had 4 players spawn towards this side of the map, but they've slowed right down. Utility's gone in towards the upper tunnel. They don't want to go running through that.
Ooh.
Obo looks a little curious as to what's going on here.
I like that molly as well, because you know teams are going to be setting up grenades in the B tunnels, and you know that's not going to stop a rush, but you might hear damage tick, you might stop a dude lining up a smoke in a new position, right? So that molly from Obo, trying to gather information, trying to ascertain whether MIBR are playing for that B site. And while they were at the start, nothing presenting itself, they're going to take control back towards Cat. This has not been a position that Complexity have fought for. They've had such a good job of Poison holding on from the car or from the site with that AWP, and so no reason to stop doing that. Lulling MIBR into a false sense of security with these post plants and then taking them away. It's a fake though. Flashes up towards that A site and a drop quickly into middle. It's a mid to B split.
Obo able to isolate the first man, now trying to tuck himself in. He's lost his buddy, he's lost config, he's lost his friend, and now backstabbed by KNG, who will, if I'm not mistaken, put his first kill up on the board, and that's a pretty big one to find. Obo not able to reposition here. Man advantage now in the hands of MIBR. They get that bomb over. Poison didn't spot the man. Throwing that one over the scope. Bomb plant now found, and if you're Complexity, you know, you've been fantastic in these retakes, so it's going to feel a little bit sour, but a 3-on-4 retake of that B bomb site, that just so very rarely happens, so they decide to give it up.
I think the biggest thing as well is no utility here for Complexity, right? If you have those mollies, you can clear out positions like Plat. If you have a smoke, you can smoke tunnels from the doors. You can flash your team back in. Well, they have none of those options available to them, and considering they don't have a wealth of cash left in the reserves, there's no reason to throw away these guns, and what will eventually put you onto an eco round if you don't win it. So they play the numbers game, and that is the right call to make. Give MIBR a third round. Give them the respect they demand. But it's still going to be a long road to victory here for the Brazilians, who only just find their first rifle round. Only winning those early force buys at the start. Complexity, though, still got enough money to buy thanks to saving those 3 guns, so it's going to be okay for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? We look at MIBR right now, it's Mayan and Fallen making all the difference, right? The rest of the guys are just kind of grouped up down there at the bottom. And, you know, T-side, you can kind of get away with that. You can have these players creating space. It's this second half where if you haven't recovered, if you haven't kind of sorted this out and have everyone on a level playing field, that you're really going to start to feel the burn of these struggling couple of guys. Nade not quite finding the damage we thought it would, but Obo's now got his eyes primed on the tunnels. Lines up one. He's gonna get pushed forward here. It's getting a bit dangerous, but here's some help coming in from middle. Does get shut down by Fallen somehow, some way. It's a 3v2 retake, and Complexity, they've been loving these. They didn't get to give it a go in the last one, but this time they've got utility. They've got the man advantage. Now they want to try and get into this B bomb site to top it all off.
Yeah, they're lucky that it's an early play for MIBR. That's why they haven't wasted all these smokes and all these Molotovs coming back in. But this position from Fallen could grab a kill. A trade has to be found off of this frag if Fallen does get the advantage back. And there it is. He's running for the hills. They're going to try and chase him down. Mayan's looking the wrong way, and he's not ready for all 3 players. I'm loving this from Complexity. I've never seen a team so eager to group up in the tunnels every time they go for this B retake. Usually coming in from those choke points of door and window can be so difficult. But, you know, just trading their way through tons and winning every single time. It's an 8th round taken by this CT side.
This is like a great example of those like gimmicks, as Sean Potter called them over on the analyst desk, right? That is saying how like Complexity do have like these rather unique ideas, and these are things where I feel like, you know, they'll catch your opponent off once or twice. If you keep doing that, if that becomes your go-to at retaking through tunnels, well then it can be very easy to isolate that. But early on, while MIBR are struggling, this is the time to throw stuff like that in. And I think that's what Complexity have impressed us all with the most, right? They know when to throw these. Oh dear. Oh, Mayan's wearing like body armor. I mean, he is, like, literally. But he's going to get away with somehow doubling up here. Both kills found over at long. He goes from getting double naded to double frags. And now this long control is taken for MIBR, a heavy man advantage, and it's all on the back of one man.
Look at KNG as well. He's creeping in through the B tunnels right now on Complexity. They've got to gamble. They've seen numbers towards A, so they've left this B site. Obo's gone on a long rotation, and Poison, he's watching in towards middle as well. So KNG, he's cleared out B. He's asking his team to wait for him to get this kill, but the timing, it could play against him. He's scope. Oh, Poison gets caught, but he's stuck at the back of the site. KNG spamming towards CT, and he's down. Poison's opened up an opportunity here for Complexity, and MIBR now have to just throw everything at this A site. Obo ready and waiting. 12 kills to his name. The flash up, going back in for more. MIBR being stalled.
Obo's buying time, and in the meantime, Config has gone on one hell of a journey, wrapping on in, but all they've turned on him, they've dealt with the man in the back, but it's Obo still in the front line, still doing damage, and he's looking for magic number 4. Obo's gonna get them all, and this A bomb site belongs to him. Complexity, they're gonna get a 9th on the board. MIBR, they thought Mayan had done enough. They thought they had that round dead to rights. And Obo's going to make them regret every decision they've ever made.
Get schlattered, Harry. What a genius. 16 years old, and this guy is absolutely throwing MIBR out of the server. These are multiple major winners here, Harry. And this young gun is making them look like, matchmaking players. What a fantastic performance from Obo. 9-3 for Complexity. MIBR feeling the pressure, and they are going to call in a quick tactical timeout. Their first of this game so far. What a pickup. I mean, I'm just so impressed at Obo. He held his own versus Astralis. He held his own in those blast groups, and now he's doing more than that here.
I think, he's in kind of like, at least from the outside looking in, it seems like he's in an all right spot of like a team where you've got some pretty damn big personalities in there. You've got the likes of Config. You've got major winner in the form of Rush. You've got, Blame F, who seems like a pretty loud, proud guy as well when he's in the server. And I think as a result, Obo coming into this, they can kind of mold him. They can kind of be like these very encouraging figures. And he's looking so comfortable. Rush is no exception to the rule. He doubles up over at long early in this round. MIBR once again trying to play things fast. And that's another time that it comes back to punish them.
Rush has been playing that blue position a lot in this half, and he tucks just so he can see a pixel gap at the doors, but he's avoiding flashbangs. That's the crucial part there. MIBR throwing utility. He's not getting blinded, and he's getting away with multiple kills. I really love that spot from Rush. I've not seen that used before. Either way, trades coming in up on this A site, but they're not favorable for MIBR. Still stuck in a 2-on-4. And again, Complexity giving away a plant, giving the respect to MIBR, knowing they can win this retake. They're just going to fall away from the A site and let MIBR get that bomb down, but they'll be coming in in a 4-on-2.
Oh, and I mean, I would love to have a bit more hope in MIBR here. We've got to see something spectacular. They've been struggling when they've had man advantages, let alone when they're sat at the disadvantage. And I mean, yeah, you can even hear it. There's just bullets raining in from everywhere. What do you even do if you're MIBR there? You're getting shot from more positions than you can physically look at between the two of you. And that's a 10th round for Complexity. Easy as that. They're making very quick work of MIBR here. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. If anything, it makes me that much more excited for what this Complexity squad can continue to churn out, both here for the rest of this event and in the future.
Yeah, I mean, if Complexity win this game as well, they're going up against Gen G, who managed to win that comeback match versus Ents earlier on Nuke. In my head, I'm going, wow, a North American matchup, but of course, Complexity, only 2 American players. It feels weird, but, either way, it's the battle of the NA Orgs, I guess. Config in middle, 1-for-1 early on. Complexity going to be re-aggressing up on Catwalk. Blame F is going to be coming in on this backstab, but if he drops, he will be heard by Fallen, or Taka rather, just below the smoke. Oh, Blame waiting for it to fade. He's got the drop on him. Now they know it's a B play. Obo again trying to hold his own, but those flashes are fantastic, and Fallen's going to find another wallbang shot. 3-on-3. A retake the Complexity are certainly tempted by, but the issue is they're going into the last round of the half, and they don't have the money. Plenty of utility. Definitely going to be worth a shot, but if they lose it, it's going to have grave consequences moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, this is one where if they get out of here with 2 weapons, they should be okay. So you can afford to, have a look in. See what? Oh my goodness, no. That's not how this was meant to happen. KNG's been burnt out, and now they drip out in through the window. They've gotten down into their sight. Fallen's trying to keep an eye on it, and the first man's been dealt with. 2 players stacked here. Will they be ready for Mayan? He's hit in Fallen's body, but Poison is 1 step ahead. He's homed in, and there's just enough time left for the defuse as well. Complexity are going to get the job done.
What a read!
Oh, I mean, it was messy, it was sloppy from the MIBR side. I like the idea of double stacking at car, but somehow, as you say, Hugo, Complexity were 1 step ahead.
Yeah, I don't know how Poison reads that at all, right? That was a tunnels plant. There definitely could have been a player waiting in the tunnels for that bomb and just baiting his team, but Mayan hiding behind the car and completely caught out of position by Poison. Great heads-up play from such a young player as well, and such an inexperienced player on this kind of stage. Complexity showing that, experience isn't everything. They've got the guns. BlameF certainly does. 11-3. And last round of the half, MIBR fast play towards Catwalk. They've been here time and time again, but this Orb has also been in position. Missed shot from Poison as the Molotov pushes him back. He's going for a couple, but he can't see a thing here, and he's even getting tagged from that cat corner. Obo can try and support, but he's got no utility, and Poison eventually dropped. MIBR should be able to get a bomb plant.
Oh, but as you say that, Rush, who's been so good over it long, we've been saying that every time we've seen him, he does turn around in that moment and catches a man coming in through the long doors. It's KNG to go down once again. Really cannot seem to catch a break, and that has now opened up this 4-on-4 for Complexity. This is where Fur and his position on Catwalk and this flank could do everything for MIBR. That's maybe Fallen beats him to it. Fur comes in for the backstab, catches one, and it's only Rush. And now Obo left. I mean, they get cut down instantly. So this one's all said and done. That half is over, Hugo. MIBR, they're able to salvage 4 rounds, narrowly so. Complex never really improves from that point onwards, though. They just get a couple of one-and-done rounds here and there. It has to change here and now, and it might just start with this mid-play. They push players into the faces of Complexity, and oh dear, in the flank, Obo actually does get deleted. Myers found himself a double, and with that, he's somehow flipped this entire round on its head. Rush has taken up position where his 2 teammates have tried and failed, and he faces the same fate as well. And now, BlameF, Poison, 2 versus 3. They do get KNG at the very, very least, but they've still got the odds stacked against them. 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. Complexity, what can they do?
Mayan has looked like an absolute tank so far this game, Harry. Even though it's not really shown through for many rounds from MIBR, he's had, 3Ks quite a lot across this T side, rather. I like this setup for Complexity. They at least spot that mid push from Poison holding passive, but all those shots being whiffed and Mayan just getting those quick taps off puts MIBR in a great position, and it could get worse. Taco's not playing in towards that B site. Timing is everything. Complexity are walking in through the tunnels right now. If Taco can double back and at least get a kill here, considering Poison is down to 3, it would only take a single bullet. Question is he ready for it? He does get ducked back in through the window, at least ready for a quick rotation, but here come Complexity.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if past this first contact, Taco doesn't even really face, right? Like, he's going to get that kill, and now he knows the last man's low. He's feeling it. He's looking for this, and he wants to get this pistol round locked in for MIBR. It's not the prettiest 3v1 you've ever seen, but Poison's time on this earth should be limited. He taps the bomb, he tries to bait the peak, and there it is. Taco's going to cement it. Mayon with 3, Taco with 2, and a 5th round for MIBR as they get that CT pistol under their belt now.
And I mean, if you're MIBR here, that's a fresh breath of air, Harry. They realize they're back in the game. They win the pistol. As long as they can convert these anti-force buy rounds, then they should just be all fine and dandy. Force buys are, pretty lackluster, I'd say, on the T side of Dust 2, but Complexity with a big lead and a lot of confidence are going to go for it anyway. They've got loads of utility, few deagles, Poison's on that scout. We've already seen how effective that can be, and Blame hasn't realized how deep Fur's got, and that grenade could do significant damage, and it will not. Blame just avoiding it in the nick of time. Iron's fallen back towards that A site as well, with Fur supporting on Catwalk, and Complexity still getting challenged in middle quite heavily, but will this come back to bite MIBR? Fur's been tagged by the scout, Fallen's pushed up on long, so decent position from MIBR in this round at least.
If we could go to Rush, he doesn't know it, but he is like aiming at Fallen through. Look, man, he was right on him, but maybe
He's heard that tap.
Yeah, he knows he's got away with something. I feel like I'm one step ahead right now. Rush, still looking at long, but he's not going to get the kill. He's going to fall back. He actually rejoins the rest of the team down here over at the B side of the map. He's bought that bomb round, and now that mid-take looking to come in. KNG trying to deny it. That smoke is down, so these players in CT can't really offer any help to their brethren at the B-bomb site. KNG narrowly gets taken down there, but Taco's not missing a beat. He's on to a 3rd, and the round draws to a close. MIBR, they're going to get a 6th now up on the board. They make quick work of that force buy from Complexity, with Taco now starting to arrive on the scoreboard, and him holding down that B-bomb site time and time again. This is where MIBR could try and turn this second half around.
Yeah, you know, a bit of a different change from MIBR. The complexity didn't really show in the first half. They were so ready for that B play because they had not only Fallen pushed up in those long doors, but also cat control taken by Fur. That gives you so much info that you know complexity. All they have is mid and B. That leaves them with what? A mid to B. So good read from MIBR and complexity, you know, at least on the CT side, they didn't really play for catwalk. They were fine with giving away those A plays because they had that AWP or the scout on the car. Something that MIBR didn't really show in that previous round, but now they do. Fallen's taken that weapon. Complexity holding a very, very passive eco round. They know that they can use this for two things. One, the chance to take almost a tactical pause, right? The existence, the chance to plan their next upcoming rifle round, but also knowing that MIBR do and can play aggressively. They can wait for that. But no one here from the CT side wants to give away the advantage considering their scoreline is so low. But down middle for third, double peak with that M4 is going to be significantly better. The Glock eventually takes him down, but KNG has swung in for support. He's had a rough game, but that's going to be a couple of confidence-boosting kills to get him back in the swing of things. 7-11 now. Guns coming back out for complexity. Their first rifle in this half.
Yeah, I'm really hoping we can see KNG, you know, keep improving, keep finding his footing again, because it doesn't feel right. You know, he's just kind of been, we've all been there. You know, you're playing a game at home and you're in the game and you're just kind of going through the motions and you know what that looks like, you know what it feels like, and it's not great. And so getting those couple of kills, I'm hoping we can see him return to the confident young man that he usually is. Poison set up with an AWP over here in the tunnels early. Now that smoke's going to block off his line of sight. Noise being made by Config draws out a bit more utility here from Taco. And that's worth its weight in gold for complexity. They're going to take that all day long, right? He's been so good at that B side of the map. Ooh. So you want to leave him as high and as dry as possible over at B.
Oh dear. Ooh. KNG hits a banging nade on Config, and then Fur even follows up with a little more tickle damage. Takes him down to 30. If you notice, Rush got a very good position early in the round here for complexity. He snuck out through those doors. MIBR have not been playing for it. Instead, they've got Mayan on the site spotting. This is a significant lack of control towards A, and MIBR know that complexity likely have this long position, so they've got to be careful. Mayan's waiting for the close peek. The molly on the car goes down, but nothing to be forced out. Poison, in the meantime, with a flashbang, is dropped into the pit. He can now hold down these lines of sight and let his team creep up towards A.
Rush, first man in. Flashbang for him. Oh, it's not great. It's not great. Everyone's blind. No one can see anything, but it's Mayan to get the first here. AMF, now it's his turn to step up to the plate. We'll deal with the first man. Mayan falling. They're not quite ready for the second inside of the bomb site, but they're still able to deal with him. Config's wrapped around.
Oh, no!
Will shut him down, however. It's BlameF in this clutch. A 1v2 required. 10 seconds by the time that bomb's tapped on in, and now the timer starts again. It's MIBR on the clock. BlameF not budging from inside of this bomb site. This man is a tank, but right now he's got to play this like a full-on DPS. He's got to try and shut these players down. One by one, they've split up. They've given him these individual engagements. Time is ticking away. MIBR, this isn't gonna be as easy as they might. Oh no! There's the lineup. BlameF gonna get all the players in that retake. 4 for him as he finishes that round off, and complexity at 12th on the board. A 1v2 made to look a little too easy by BlameF inside of this bomb site.
I like the jump, you know, I love the attempt from Fallen. It's optimistic, but, you know, 1 in a million it does land, but the issue is there. That just means Blame knows the timing. He knows exactly how close those players are. He instantly flicks back down towards the ramp to kill Fallen, and luckily he kills both players as they line up. If Fallen doesn't go for that jump, there's a chance that BlameF is still pivoting, still swapping positions, still looking long or catwalk like he was. A sentry turret on that A site just spinning. Instead, Fallen, well, he draws Blame's attention and the bullets just go flying through MIBR. It's a 12th round for complexity. It's their first in this second half, and coming off the back of a 4K from the in-game leader. What a round, and that's going to be a rough one for MIBR. They do have the money for the AWP here, but apart from that, it's a pretty weak buy, all things considered. 2 SMGs, a pistol on Fur, and complexity with a chance to close this game sooner rather than later. Ooh.
There's the spot, there's the kill. Mayan, once again, the man to open this round up. He's getting challenged though, and there's just too many players. He's gone too deep. He's so far behind enemy lines. And they overrun him, but this bomb has been dropped by the rest of his team regardless. KNG brought down low, but he will get one back in response. And now it's only Poison left. While he does have Pit, he doesn't have a bomb, he doesn't have teammates. He's got to do all this alone, and they've seen him. First kill found. Surely not. Surely that's it. Surely this is where things come to a close for Poison, and MIBR continue ahead with an 8th. But he's looking to do everything in his power to stop exactly that. KNG missed his shot from inside of the bomb site just moments ago. Poison looking for this kill. KNG, oh, in with the piece. Both players miss. And Poison, not anticipating the repeat, tries to slip by, tries to catch him, and doesn't believe that KNG wants to give up that 1v1 fight. But KNG, balls of steel, takes the peak and is rewarded for it.
An important flank from further. He gets out through long so quickly that even though that play through the smoke is something that would catch a lot of people out in that position, luckily Fur, he comes in on long, he goes, okay, there's no one pushing me ramp, he has to be in the smoke, he has to be in spawn, and as a result, MIBR can easily isolate that kill. It's broken the money for Complexity. They may have won their first of the half, but instantly slapped back to pistols. Couple of deegs here and there. And now MIBR reaping the rewards of winning that previous round with SMGs. They've got everything they need and more. AWP still here for KNG as well. Solo B play on an anti-eco is risky, and so Fur's going to begin a rotation to join Taco inside of the site. They still have another man in middle as well to watch for that split, and KNG can assist if no one comes out through the doors. Fur trying to cross towards the right side there, play that one and done spot, but in an anti-eco you're often going to get more than one. Complexity, no utility to even really play a mid to B properly. It would leave them open to that CT spawn, so they're going to climb up on the catwalk instead and try and send numbers into this A site.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that, right? You can just play all 5 out on the catwalk and take this fight versus the site/car player. Now, in this instance, it's going to be Mayan. He hasn't been missing shots today. That's a little known fact. He's not missed a single one. So he's looking to make quick work of this push, but actually, he gets dropped almost immediately. Fallen and Taco trying to pick up the pieces, trying to stop this push from Complexity, and they're doing a pretty good job. Blame F is going to get finished off as well, and MIBR will be in with a 9th. 4 kills for Fallen, and another round now gracing the Brazilian side. Just 3 between them and Complexity. You know, you think about coming into this second half, it was 11-4 in favor of the Complexity squad. MIBR, they've done a great job of recovering. Can they continue, though?
Slow and steady wins a race, Harry. That's what MIBR have got to be saying to themselves. KNG, he's going to get flashed out on long here. That corner smoke coming through, and he does get a quick kill before retreating. Luckily, the smoke actually gives him a veil to fall back behind the car. He's going to play on top of it, risky. He's going to be fighting for his life here. But luckily, no one following up, no one capitalizing here as Complexity don't even cross towards the pit just yet. They take their sweet, sweet time, waiting for Blimef to check middle, make sure no one's pushed up. Is he lining up a smoke here by any chance? He's tucked into that corner. Complexity holding a stalemate for the time being. Molotov towards the car, just being methodical, clearing out positions as Blame still waits in the back line for a potential flank. MIBR not keen on the aggression though. They'd rather just find out where this bomb is going. And Complexity haven't shown them that information just yet, but they're about to. And MIBR, here's the aggression coming in through tunnels. Both players pushing. They've now cleared out B. They know exactly what's going on. If they want, they can give away the A site and play for retake. But with the advantage, we might just see them stand tall and fight for their ground.
Yeah, look at Taco go. Look at the run he's going on. Running shoes tied up. And he's zipping into the back line of Complexity. 35 seconds on this clock. Complexity have got to make a move. The longer they wait, the more impactful this flank from Taco is going to be. And here it is, 25 seconds as the flashes, as the smokes go on in. Fallen, trying to rise above it all, baby. Up here above the smoke, looking for the first kill. And with it, he's dropped the bomb. Now, hidden once again behind the veil. Lets his team pick up the pieces. Poison, woo, nice shot, but not enough. and MIBR are going to get a 10th. They'll reach double digits. They're getting closer and closer to tying this one up.
That's an example of how a round just goes perfectly for MIBR, right? Blame, he was so ready for that flank from B. He was holding, tucked in that corner. So B players coming in through T-Spawn wouldn't find him. But actually, the second he moves off of position is right when MIBR push into the tunnel. So not only do they have the info that Blame is trying to deny them, but they have a flank that can seal their fate once Complexity commit towards A. All the info is there for the Brazilians, and as a result, MIBR have found double digits. First pause for Complexity, they're realizing the pressure is slowly creeping back. As MIBR, they are getting back into the swing of things, Harry. This is not a done deal. This is not a swept over game despite that 11-4 first half. Complexity have only managed to field one round on this T side, and now they're on pistols.
And this could just be the full-on turnaround from MIBR. This could be it. Complexity starting to feel the pressure a bit now. There was a time, where they're like force buying into this. Everyone's having a good time. You've got that huge buffer. You're not even thinking about them catching up because it's so far away. It's so unrealistic. And now it's like, oh, damn, well, they have. And they are. The Wolves are at the door. KNG down here in mid, looking to get this trade, looking to keep things in favor of MIBR. Taco extending some control into these upper tunnels. It's a risky fight to take, and he knows it. He'll back up, especially with losing KNG in mid. That's opened up the mid to B, and Taco could be in for a world of hurt here. Fallen's tried to come in to save the day. How much can he do from CT? They turn around, they deal with him. So it's Taco or nothing here for MIBR, and the answer, well, it might just surprise you. It's nothing. Mayan 1v3, it all to do, and a B-bomb site to retake. Does he even give this a go?
These were pistols, Harry. Pistols for Complexity. Fallen, he's trying to come in through that CT smoke, but Mayan doesn't have a flash for him. He didn't have the utility. And so, unfortunately for Fallen, as he pops in through that smoke, Complexity's flash above the B site pops. That's exactly where Fallen's looking. It wasn't intended to blind him, but that's the effect it has, and Fallen's rendered completely useless there in middle. Complexity getting away with a free AWP as well. Mayan will grab one, but at this point, that is, not a positive position for MIBR. They just gave away a round to Deagles and light Kevlar. In some cases, no Kevlar. So 13 taken for Cole. And MIBR realizing that they aren't invincible after all. Money, in fact, falling apart as well. Mayan can drop over a gun if they want to buy, but that's a bold position to be in. If you buy here for MIBR and you lose this round, not only are you up against 14, but you have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, it's such a horrid spot to be in, right? Because on one hand, you look at this from MIBR, you look at that 11-4 half and what was, at one point in time, that 7-12 scoreline. So it was still looking so good for Complexity, and MIBR, they start to build back in. They're starting to get that confidence back. Everything's looking up. There's a 10-12 scoreline. You're within 2 rounds of the opposition, and your blood's pumping. You're feeling good, and then you lose that one round, and suddenly your economy is gone. You have got nothing to play with in this one. They've bought what they can, as you say, Hugo, but it leaves them in this terrifying spot of just having to look at this game and go, yeah, it was an almost, but ultimately it fell apart in those final, couple of rounds.
Do or die right now for MIBR. Double AWP. Haven't seen much of this on this CT side, although it was what we expected. The money just hasn't been there, and it might not be there for much longer. Blame F is straight out through long. He's getting spammed through the smoke. They know he's here, and Taco's found him with the SMG, chipping away with a pea shooter. He's going to have to fall back, but it's still so many fights going down on long, and Poison will effectively trade. Another kill through a smoke as Obo takes down Taco. He had no chance to retreat, and Fallen lands a quick shot. That's the AWP gone, but so is he. Config catches him falling off the top of the site, and KNG is now alone.
Are we in a deathmatch server? All those fights go down in the opening 20 seconds at Dust Too Long, and now it's KNG, a man who has struggled all game long for MIBR, throwing into this clutch. He's got his weapon of choice, the AWP in hand, and 2 kills to find. He's seen 1. Is he ready for the man at car? Tag to Obo, but it's not enough. And Config bails his teammate out of danger. A 14th round for Complexity. And now that foreshadowing, that rather grim situation that we described at the beginning of this round, if MIBR lost it, well, that becomes a reality. The money is gone. Over for the MIBR CT side.
What an impressive game this is from Complexity. I mean, Poison, we already knew how good he was. He's at 22 frags right now. Mayan, he's been putting up numbers as well for MIBR, but it's not going to be enough. Got to give away 15 here. Pistols out. Fast cap fight for both sides, but no flashes means no one's blind. Complexity are waiting, and they will deal damage, deal death, and deal a 15th round. MIBR have got to make a full comeback only into overtime, only to start the rounds back over again. And to do it, Harry, not a lot. No AWP. Utility is going to be limited on some of these players as well. Even Kit's going to be at a question mark. Fallen's got one, that's it.
Yeah, it's certainly not what you want, right? But when have Fallen's boys ever had the ideal in anything, right? They've always been facing that uphill battle throughout their careers. So this is the time, Hugo, where you draw on that and you make this kind of cobbled together, sloppy little buy yield you some results.
This is where Fallen's saying to his team, guys, if you think we are good, if you think we are the best, now we show it.
Yeah, that's the one. And
16-6.
Config over in mid, looking for the opening duel. MIBR this time, they haven't put anyone there. They actually don't have a man peeking that mid area. Instead, they've doubled up over here on the catwalk. They've actually tripled up. Oh. And that there could yield the results they were hoping for, but Poison, where two teammates failed, he's done enough. He's gotten it back into a 3-on-3. Obo gets dropped in mid in the meantime, and they start to rotate. It's all getting a bit confusing for MIBR. And in amongst the madness, in amongst this chaos, a Rapper's come in over towards Long, and Rush has doubled down. Now it's Poison, 1v1 versus KNG. To decide if MIBR continue, it is David versus Goliath. Bottom of the board for MIBR in the form of KNG, and the top fragger in the server. Poison for Complexity. Bomb plant found. So little HP on Poison. KNG. Time's now against him. And MIBR's hopes, at least for this matchup, now rest on his shoulders.
Luckily, that Molotov thrown by Poison gives away the position of what site it is, so Complexity can, KNG can play off of the audio. It's coming up towards A. Poison. Oh, the timing is everything. He looks at the smoke, and KNG does find the kill. He saves it for MIBR. He keeps the train rolling. One more round at the very least as they find 11. I want to talk about a little gimmick there from Complexity. A really interesting way of taking cat control. They had two flashbangs up on short. There was a player playing close and aggressive. Complexity throw one flashbang that bounces on the corner. The player holding turns around, and as he looks back, once that flash pops, another pop flash that doesn't bounce appears right in his face. He thinks he's dodged it, but the second he looks back, a second flash is in. That's a really nice way of baiting a player to turn around and look right back into your second flashbang. Nice play from Complexity, and an even better one for Poison. He may have not got that kill in the previous round, but he starts off this one with one down mid.
Oh, Rush continuing to open things up for Complexity, and they might have just said enough is enough. They let the clutch go the way of MIBR in the last round, but this time they've opened up quickly. And now, as they so often do, they've slowed it down a bit. They're looking to make MIBR sweat. They know that the pressure's on this CT side, right, to make a play, to try and recuperate some of these costs that they've thrown out towards Long. But that's not going to come anytime soon. Poison dropped off down here in the pit. He's going to set up with that AWP, and getting an AWP in this position, so valuable, right? You can just lock down this entire avenue of the map. If you're MIBR, rotating through the crossroads, taking peeks from sites, these are all things that are off limits now. However, they've read this well. They've set up with 3 players over here towards the A bomb site, and they're not peeking into the AWP that lies in pit. KNG might be this first point of contact, and he gets dealt with. Now the push comes in.
Iron, he's got nothing to show either. First being spammed, it's done. Complexity killing through smoke, and they will find this first opening game here in Anaheim. 16 rounds to 11.